For the last 3 months, we've had some burning questions. How long do we have to wear these stupid masks? What's up with this pandemic? When will it end? Will we ever have a vaccine in time? And just how good is this new BS6 TVS Apache RR 310? Well, we can't answer the first 3 questions, but we can certainly take a crack at the last one. So let's break that down. Well, you would expect a slight drop in performance considering that BS6 is supposed to be kinder to Mother Nature, and that is the case. Even the power and torque figures are exactly the same as the BS4 version. Now this version is about 0.17 seconds slower to 60 kph and 0.31 seconds slower to 100 kph. And that's because of the slight retune in the engine and the fact that it's gained about 4.5 kilos in the transition. But fret not, because it's still a pretty quick bike. In fact, it's quicker than its Bavarian counterparts and almost as quick as the Austrians. So apart from the obvious changes, which includes this fantastic, gorgeous paint scheme and those new tires, do you spot something new here in this area? Now, I'm not talking about the switch gear or that console, though we'll get to that in a bit. As you can see, there is no throttle cable, which means the RR 310 has now moved to a ride-by-wire setup. Now that has allowed for a lot better control of the throttle and 4 riding modes: urban, rain, sport and track. In fact, this is the first time that I've seen riding modes on a bike in this segment. Are you listening, KTM? And these ride modes control not only the throttle response, but also the power output and the ABS settings. Now you might argue that riding modes would only make sense on a bike putting out over 100 horsepower because you don't want that manic acceleration all the time. On a bike making 34 horsepower, it's not really necessary. Now on the RR 310, when you put the bike into either sport or track mode, you get the full 34 PS on tap. Now switch it into either rain or urban and power is capped to 25.8 PS. Now top end is compromised, so the bike revs lower to under 9000 RPM. That's 1000 RPM lower than the other 2 modes. And even top speed is limited to just 125 kph, something we have verified on the V-Box as well. Now the question is, do you actually need a low power mode on a bike like this? Well, actually it does, because that lower power mode does give you slightly better efficiency in the city. Now in our tests, we got about 2 kmpl more in the city on this BS6 bike than we did on its BS4 counterpart. And then when you combine that low power mode with something called GTT, it makes riding in the city even easier. GTT, or glide through traffic, is a feature that TVS introduced on their new motorcycles. The RR 310 gets the enhanced version called GTT Plus. At very slow speeds, it increases the RPM slightly to prevent the engine from stalling. It also allows you to set off from a standstill without using the throttle, as long as you ease off the clutch lever. Now unlike its RTR cousins, the GTT on this RR 310 works in all gears as long as you're in either urban or in rain mode. And in these lower power modes, the engine also provides slightly improved low to mid-range torque response. Which means if you want to start rolling on the throttle from slow speeds, it makes things a lot easier. So in the city, the urban mode makes a lot of sense. Of course, if you choose to ride around the city in track mode, it's not that difficult either. What also makes this RR 310 such a great everyday bike is the fact that even though it's been born and bred on the racetrack, it's not overly committed like a certain orange bike. I mean, the ergonomics, they are just so comfortable. Even the suspension is set up so beautifully, it just basically flattens out bad roads like they don't exist. And the beauty is, all of this hasn't actually changed since the first gen bike. But there's one thing that has. Now Karthik had mentioned in his first ride that thanks to the new engine mounts and the ECU tune, this bike had far fewer vibrations. But honestly, the racetrack is not the best place to test this out. In the real world, when you're on the highway in the saddle for long hours, that's the place to find this out. At 100 kph in 6th gear, this bike is doing about 6000 RPM, and at that point, this bike is almost wipe free. Now it's not super smooth, but you can basically do that speed all day long. Of course, take that speed up to 120 and 7,500 RPM and you will feel a slight buzz in the handlebars and the foot pegs, but you don't have any of that buzziness in the tank or the seat that you got on the first gen bike. So that means it finally makes sense to take the RR 310 touring, although with a small caveat, because in our highway FE test, we got about 1.5 km per liter less, which means you might need to make a few more fuel stops. Now this new ride-by-wire throttle hasn't made the throttle response more aggressive, but it has made it a lot more precise. So you know exactly how much response you're going to get when you roll onto the gas. Now that's made this already fun motor even more fun to ride around. But when it comes to performance, there's actually been a slight drop even in roll-on acceleration, whether it's in third gear or fourth gear. It is a tiny bit slower compared to the BS4 bike, and that's again because it has to haul an extra 4.5 kilos. But honestly, it's something that you will not notice when you're riding around because you'll be having a hoot. Now the RR 310 always provided a great balance of everyday riding and handling. And the handling has become even better, and that thanks to its brand new tires. It's running on Michelin Road 5 rubber at both ends, and these tires are absolutely fantastic. They seem to have endless grip. When the bike is leaned over, it just inspires so much confidence. The RR 310 was already one of the friendliest handling motorcycles out there, and with the combination of this new throttle and the new tires, it's become even friendlier. So if I was looking for a bike to take to the track, this new RR 310 would be at the top of my list. Also, the other thing that has improved with these new tires is braking. Now in our braking test from 80 kph, this new BS6 RR 310 stopped 6 meters shorter compared to the BS4 bike. Now that's a massive difference. Now the braking hardware is pretty much the same, but the tires really help in braking distances, and overall the brake bite is a little stronger as well. But in terms of feel, not so great. Apart from the ride-by-wire throttle, riding modes and GTT Plus, the BS6 RR 310 also gets a new 5-inch color TFT screen that shows a plethora of information. Turn-by-turn navigation and call alerts, all thanks to Bluetooth connectivity, along with stuff like a lap timer and even an acceleration and top speed recorder. The display itself feels really rich too. It changes the layout and colors based on what mode you're in, and can even automatically or manually switch between day and night modes. And then there's the new top-notch switchgear. It's really smartly designed and feels extremely premium to the touch. This switchgear and display combined can even give big bikes a run for their money. Even though we enjoyed thrashing the previous bike on the racetrack, we couldn't recommend it easily because of its lack of refinement, which made it so hard to live with. That has been addressed on this BS6 bike. But with those improvements and the new features comes an increase in price. This is Rs 12,000 more expensive than its BS4 counterpart. Thankfully though, its chief rival, the KTM RC390, has also become more expensive thanks to BS6, and the RR today still undercuts the RC by Rs 13,000. But regardless of that price difference, we still more easily recommend this bike to more people than we would the RC because it's such a well-rounded package. It works really well in the city, it now works great on the highway, and it's always been a fantastic track bike. It's finally become the bike it was always meant to be.